Welcome to the Sunday Night Talk, the show where we answer the questions: were the games we watched on Sunday the greatest part of our day? A distraction from our family? Or a way to relive our childhoods? Have you ever thought, why don't they play football like they used to? Can you remember waiting all week just to watch one matchup? Do you remember rushing home to watch SportsCenter? Do you even remember what SportsCenter is? If you can answer yes to those questions, this is the show for you. I am your host, Patrick Ramirez, and along with me is my longtime friend, Omar Carmona. Each week, we watch as many games as we can to see what made us laugh, cry, and genuinely drove us absolutely crazy. And we do that by giving out weekly awards. If you have award winners yourself, you can drop a comment under the video. Thank you so much for listening, and please hit the subscribe button and share with a friend. It's how our little show grows. And if you like what you see, please take a look at my other shows on the channel. There's stand-up comedy, the movie series, and my one-on-one interviews. Now, on to the Sunday Night Talk. All right, everybody, it is time for the Sunday Night Talk on a Monday because it is December 22nd, Monday Night Football. The Sunday Night Talk rolls on. It is 9:25 Mountain Time because I'm officially on holiday break. That doesn't mean the Sunday Night Talk isn't going to happen. Omar is here. I am here. It's week 16 in the NFL, and we just wrapped up Indianapolis Colts, San Francisco 49ers. Omar's got his hat on. He's got his shirt on as well. I like that you're back on your team's bandwagon.
Oh, yeah, we're back.
But you did say before this game, I texted you, what is your confidence level in this game? And you said bad. Why?
Just at first, the way that the game was starting, the Phillip Rivers starts out with an opening touchdown drive. Wasn't looking good, but, we fixed it. We fixed it. We got it rolling, and we still control our own destiny.
Yeah, I got some headlines from this game since I was able to pay attention to a little more Monday night. I realized I really don't watch a lot of Monday night. I kind of catch a little bit of it, and then I hear some of it on the radio. I'm like in the car a lot Monday nights. So I wrote down a couple of headlines, and then I sort of checked myself because I always kind of write my headlines with about 5 minutes left in the game, and then I have to completely throw out all the headlines. As we've seen this weekend, that a 14-point game with 5 minutes left does not mean the game is over in the least. Stick around because they're going to keep going. So I got headlines from the game. 49ers offense, extremely efficient today. Did not like that Kittle limped off the field at one point. Giving up 27 to Phillip Rivers and the Colts defense, not ideal, but when they needed to clamp down, the Niners defense definitely showed up to it. Colts ran out of gas. Niners too talented. So right now, Omar, how would you rank the NFC West? Seattle, LA Rams, San Francisco 49ers. Give me your 1, 2, 3.
Only because the 49ers defense is still the weakest of that, of those units. Just that they don't have the experience, the playmakers, although D. Winter's a huge pick six right now to essentially end the game. They're well coached. I will say that they're well coached. They don't commit a lot of penalties. They're trying, but I still think right now the Seattle's playing its best football right now.
Colts opening drive. Rivers a prime. He was on target that opening drive. He even took advantage of the free play on the Niners jumping off sides that he threw a touchdown for. Niners come right back with their own touchdown drive. And then, I think we got a little Rivers happy in the middle of the broadcast with Buck and Aikman, because Aikman says, if I were to come back, I'd like to play for Kyle Shanahan. I'm not saying I want to come back. And I was like, I think you kind of are, Aikman. I think you kind of are entertaining. I think all these quarterbacks are entertaining the thought of coming back. Like all the ones that are just a few years removed from the game that are broadcasters and still in the game. I think they all think about playing when they see a Rivers or a Flacco come back. So I think Aikman was projecting a little bit when he says, if I would come back, I'd come back to Kyle Shanahan, but I'm not coming back. He did one of those. I thought that was interesting. I'd like to see Aikman throw a few balls.
I think he'd be perfect. I think he'd be perfect.
How old is Aikman? In my mind, Aikman is always 35 years old.
Yeah, but look, I think he can still play. Maybe under Shanahan's defensive scheme, I mean, offensive play calling. He could be, maybe a quarterback that still contributes. But he's good. He's good in the press box right now.
And we finally saw Rivers kind of take a hit. Like they don't really blitz him. They do blitz a little bit, but he's not getting banged around. He finally got hit a little bit today, and he fumbled the ball in that one play that effectively killed the Colts' chances when they were really backed up. So we got to see a little bit of Rivers getting roughed up, but it's funny. Rivers really can't stop coaching, essentially. He's on the sideline. He never sits down. He's walking up and down, yelling at the refs, yelling at the opposing players. Rivers, man, he never left mentally. Physically, right. He definitely looks 44 years old, but mentally, he never left. He is coaching up. And he's like, I almost feel like he's going to the Colts head coach every now and again and saying to him, hey, I'm a coach too, I coach high school too, I could probably put some input into some of these plays. So I found the Rivers story just completely fascinating. I almost think I could have used more Rivers tonight. Like, we could have done some packages, like the last time Rivers played the 49ers as a Charger. What did he do? The last time Rivers did this, like I could have used some more throwback videos of it. I'm really enjoying the Rivers story. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I like it. It's interesting, and seeing his whole family up there in the box, that was pretty
10
neat.
kids.
Yeah.
Guy's got 10 kids. Jeez. Did you like the Colts uniforms today? Because they threw me off for about the first half.
No, not today.
Yeah, they look like a college team, and the black helmet looked weird. And when they do like a close-up of the players on the field, the jersey had like a pattern on it as well. I don't like messing with the uniforms, especially on a Monday night stage. Keep it consistent, right. Is my 2 cents there. Then we got a really fun crossbar doink at the end of the first half.
God, he got all of it, though. I mean, he gave it his best try.
64 yards, and it was a really, tingy doink. I've realized that every doink is different. The sound is different, whether you hit one of the uprights, how high or low you hit it. It determines the sound of the doink, and then the crossbar itself. That is loud. It almost sounds like the field goal post is breaking. It's kind of surprising that a football can make that much of a noise. I guess they're just hollow pieces of steel or aluminum. So at halftime, what was it, like a touchdown game at the half?
Yeah, it was close.
So were you concerned at halftime that this one could have been the one that got away from the Niners? Because as a non-Niners fan, I'm just like, there's no way. I mean, there's no way Phillip Rivers beats the Niners. So I'm not worried. But what about you?
I was getting a little worried. There was at some point in the second half, they were just a one score away. But Niners, turned it on and they shut them out for the rest of the game. Again, still some holes on defense that the Niners need correcting. But hey, look, we got 2 games left to go, and we're very much in play for the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Okay, so you're still feeling pretty good, it seems. Seems like you got your mojo back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I liked at halftime, I finally got to watch a Chris Berman highlight package. Yeah. He recaps the Sunday in classic ESPN style Berman. He threw a few whoops in there that I liked. I like that he's still doing it. And it made me think of, remember when SportsCenter would roll their intro package? They would have this real jazzy music intro. I don't think they do that anymore, do they?
No.
That was a great jazz intro by SportsCenter. It really got you pumped for it. And then lastly, I had the Colts keep fighting by scoring a TD, making it 34-27. But then we have the big Rivers pick six, which Aikman blames on the receiver. I think he was defending a quarterback more than anything else there, because he blamed the receiver for turning his head too early. So then we have the Rivers pick, and the game is effectively over at that point. So you got to feel good about this Monday night win. I thought Purdy looked really good. Even though I didn't like a few of those across the body throws that he completed still. But I thought the Niners looked good on offense.
Yeah, they look good. They look good, Pat.
So you're ranking the Niners as your third team in the NFC West because of their defense?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's still some holes there. They allowed Rivers to get a few scoring drives going.
Yep.
So, still nothing to be overconfident about.
You got Seahawks, Rams, Niners. I agree with you. I could flip Rams and Niners in my top three, depending on home field and injuries. I mean, we've seen it in the NFL. Like, the injuries just keep piling up. Chargers are on like a totally different offensive line. Detroit, I think, is on their third center of like the last two games. It's completely insane to try and make a prediction right now because we don't even know who's playing when it's going to come wild card weekend. And as we saw, it was a crazy weekend of NFL games. So let's go week 16. I got headlines from the week. A wild 24 hours of football. LA Rams, Seattle Seahawks on Thursday. Then we had the Green Bay Chicago game, which was nuts. Just two big headlining games. I wrote Jaguars, yes. Bucks, no. And last headline, old Steelers win, young Patriots win. Where do you want to start? What's your favorite headline of those three?
I think watching the Bucks, how they've crashed down. I think, maybe after week 7, week 8, we were talking about how they were running away with this division. You know what I mean? And
we talked Baker MVP, for Christ's sake. I'm guilty.
Yeah. And now it's just not good. Not good at all. Looks like the Carolina Panthers have the inside track in that division now. And so it's not looking good for the Bucks fans and how such a great start to the season.
As far as like teams that are in that running for that wild card, have the wild card spot or in the hunt, like every single one of those teams, you could say like, this is the nobody believes in us team. Bryce Young, that guy could beat, I don't know, almost any team. And you'd be like, oh, no one believes Trevor Lawrence. These guys are playing great football. And it's kind of like, we haven't even talked about the Jaguars since week 10.
Right.
So there's a lot of teams that are all of a sudden are really, really playing good football. Houston, of course. I think everybody loves Houston. Now I think they're going to be overrated by the time the actual wild card round starts.
They're putting this Houston Texans defense on the same. They're talking about them like as if they're the 85 Bears.
Right. Meanwhile, my Raiders almost beat them on Sunday.
Right.
If it wasn't for a couple of Geno Smith bad picks, Raiders were in that game. Can I tell you about my weekend of betting?
How'd it go?
This was my best weekend yet. I went 3 for 3. I got so confident. I was like, I got to bet Monday night. I'm on a hot streak. I got to keep this heater going. And I talked myself off the ledge. I was like, don't do it. I was going to take the 49ers with the points. I think they were minus 5.5. I would have won that bet with 5 minutes to go. I could have added to my total. So I finally made money this year. It took like 8 weeks, but I'm in the plus. I think I got a hold on this season. I'm very excited for next week to see how my bets do. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at the spread and make 3 more bets. So how about the wild 24 hours of football?
It was a crazy weekend. Which games do you want to talk about?
Let's start LA Rams Seattle. I'm watching this game with family, and we leave after the third quarter. Like, all right, let's go. Let's just catch it. Let's put it on low on the TV at home. So we get home, and then all of a sudden, the game gets tight. It's getting tight. It's getting a score. We see one of the weirdest 2-point conversion plays I think we've seen and probably will ever see. And then we see a 2-point conversion attempt for the win, and Seattle pulls it off. And then 24 hours later, we get Green Bay at Chicago that ironically they don't go for 2 for the win, and they take it to overtime. And Chicago wins on a deep ball, which Chicago didn't go deep all game long, and they went on a deep ball. Had an onside kick, a successful onside kick in that Chicago game. So, all right, who are you more impressed with, Seattle or Chicago?
Oh, I was more impressed with Chicago this weekend because they did it
Really?
again. They came from behind again. They won in the fourth quarter overtime again. They're winning close games. Caleb Williams, say what you will, he didn't make any mistakes
Yeah, I would say this is like was his best game. No mistake.
by
He
far.
gets out of so many sacks, whether they're to throw the ball away, which he did a lot, but he gets out of a lot of sacks. And I watched that game with a lot of Bears fans, and it's kind of split at this point. Bears fans that are like really discouraged by the third quarter, like, God, we have no offense. We have no offense. And the other half of the Bears fans are like, no, this is how they play. This is how they win games. They're bad for 3 quarters, and then they'll find a way. And it's almost like, okay, now I know, now I figured out the Bears. This is how they do it. They're going to scrap and find a way to be in it in the last possession. It may take an onside kick. It may take a special teams play. They're going to be in it. So I think I finally understand the Bears. And if you flip it, that game, Jordan Love goes out. Malik Willis comes in. Malik Willis played pretty damn good, I would say.
He
Making
was
passes,
good.
making runs. He was a great fill-in. I was like, oh, wow, the Bears catch a break with Jordan Love going out, and they still can't stop anybody on offense until the fourth quarter when they turn it on. So you were more impressed with the Bears, and what do you think about them? Let's just go best case scenario. Let's say they're home for the playoffs. You see
Well,
them? Is there a
Bears
case?
play
Is
the
there a
Niners.
case, Omar?
Bears play the Niners next weekend.
That's true. We still got 2 games to go, everybody. So everything could be turned on its head.
Right.
That's a great game. Where is that? Is that San Francisco or Chicago? It's got to be San
Going to
Francisco,
be in
right?
San Francisco.
Ooh, that is an interesting matchup. We got Caleb on the road. Both teams are pretty hot right now and playing for playoff positioning. That's the other fun thing right now. Even if there's a game that one team is already eliminated, like playoff positioning is a big, big deal. Nobody wants to play Houston. So AFC teams, you gotta win. You cannot put yourself in a position to go to Houston or host Houston. So that will be very interesting. And then flip it, if we go LA Rams, Seattle, another one, I'm writing my little notes. At the end of the third quarter, I'm like, Stafford, MVP talk? Here we go. We're going to talk Puka. We're going to talk Stafford. And then by the end of the game, I'm like, okay, throw out about 6 of my different headlines. And now we flip it to Darnold. Everybody counted him out. He's back. He shook off that interception. Seattle. What were your thoughts at the end of the third quarter, and what were your thoughts at the end of that game when it comes to Seattle?
Well, it is. They look really good, Pat, and you wonder how long can Darnold do a deep playoff run? Does he have what it takes? I think that's yet to be seen.
Didn't we kind of say all these things last year about Darnold?
Yeah, and it just didn't pan out in the playoffs.
Right, like there was that one win. I don't know what it was, but the one where he comes in the locker room and everybody's lifting him on their shoulders, and like he's turned it around. And Darnold, is this the guy? And like he had such a bad loss in the playoffs that he got torn right down. I feel like we had this exact same conversation reaction 1 year about him.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm like, are we going to do this all over again? First round of the playoffs, he just doesn't have it. He can't win a big game. I heard this one all week. Like people say he can't win a big game. Well, how about that Rams game? I'm like, but he did this last year too.
Yeah.
So you're with me. I'm like, I'm not quite ready to commit to you, Darnold,
Right.
but I like it. I like what I'm
I don't
seeing.
think anyone can.
Oh, really? No, I think people are committing now. I think they're doing like what they did last year with him.
You have to see what he does as the first playoff game.
Well, I agree, but I think people are forgetting that we did this last year with him.
People are idiots.
So we will see. Still 2 games to go in the regular season, so let's not go. Let's not crown their ass yet. In the words of Dennis Green, let's not crown their ass. And then last headline: Old Steelers, young Pats. More impressed with the Steelers win, or more impressed with that Pats Sunday night win?
That Steelers win was a huge game on the road. Okay, I mean, I guess both games were for both teams. Steelers and Pats won on the road. But that was just a huge game for Aaron Rodgers. It was a game that Detroit had to have. I think it's inexcusable that Detroit's defense is giving up this much. I mean, I know Aaron Rodgers got some targets, but still, I think the Detroit has to tighten it up. And who knows if maybe their championship window closed, as small as it was. I mean, that's to be seen. Pat's
What?
got a big win though too. I mean, they had to come back.
Mhm.
I think we can stick a fork in the Ravens.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are officially definitely the do not bet team.
Right,
And also, Derrick Henry has just become the fumble king.
right.
How many games in a row has he fumbled? I think he's on 3 in a row. And they're like devastating fumbles. All of them. They're like one that's, they're having a good drive, he fumbles. Or they're having a drive, he fumbles and they return it for a lot of yards. Like they're rough fumbles. And you just can't count on Lamar this year. Sometimes he's peak Lamar. And then sometimes he's that Thanksgiving night Lamar. We were like,
Sure.
what the heck is this? There's no way I can see the Ravens making this into a playoff run. I don't see it. I don't want to say for sure because this season is told us to be really careful. The Colts are the biggest example of this. But I don't see it with the as far as the teams eliminated late. I think the Ravens are my number one. Like, get them out of here. There's no way.
There's no way.
There's
Yeah,
no
I
way.
don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening either. And in old Steelers, I got Rodgers looking really sharp at the right time
He
of the year.
looked
Like this isn't like week 6 Rodgers. We're like, hey, he's good. No, this is week 16. He's got something here. He's getting confident. He's not staring down his players in an angry way so much anymore. Kind of like it. And then for the Lions, just another devastating win on the last drive, or loss on a way to lose the game on the last drive. Interesting play call, could have worked, could have not worked. Penalty that took them back. Just like, I feel like that's been Detroit all year, having a hard time getting off the runway. Not eliminated yet, but that was a tough one. That was really tough. All right, let me run through all the winners on Sunday. You just pick out one team you like, and you can give me 1 minute on them. Winners: Bills, Chargers, Titans, Bengals, Saints, Vikings, Panthers, Jags, Falcons, Steelers, Texans, Patriots.
Give me. Did you mention Jaguars? That's a huge game for them to win on the road in Denver. Denver, streaking. They'd won, I think, 9 in a row at that point. And it just comes, and Trevor Lawrence, big 4 touchdown performance. He was huge. And he looked very comfortable. That was a good defense that the Jaguars beat. So Jaguars looking really good this point in the season.
They went on the road. I feel like the Jaguars outcoached the Sean Payton Denver Broncos too as well in this game. They were really efficient. They were really good with offensive management, time management. How about Trevor Lawrence? Do you have confidence in him? I think we keep waiting for the old Trevor Lawrence to pop out, but it's been a month. And he's been super good. He's been peak Lawrence. So what about you and Trevor Lawrence? We talked about not having confidence in Sam Darnold. What about Lawrence?
He looked good. He looked good.
So you have him. Would you say you have more confidence in him or more confidence in Darnold?
I have right now more confidence in Trevor Lawrence.
Is that right? Oh, that seems hot take worthy, but yeah, to go on the road and do that, and to they've all adopted the nobody believes in us team. Somehow that really works with teams. All right, so the Jags stuck out most to you. All right, let's go losers.
And Patrick, there were a lot of games this week that had no playoff implications whatsoever.
Right, yeah. I'm looking at Saints Jets.
Saints Jets had nothing. Falcons Cardinals had nothing.
That was nothing.
I think we Giants Vikings really had nothing. The Dolphins Bengals had nothing. Chiefs Titans had nothing. So there were some games that we could just throw out right from the beginning. That just not Chiefs Titans. At this point, Kansas City's just playing for getting ready for next year. At this point,
Yeah. Well, that was one of the games I had money on. I was like, look at no Mahomes, Titans at home, Cam Ward. I'm taking the Titans with the points. Forget it. They don't need points. They won. Cam Ward had an amazing pass in that game. Gardner Minshew goes out with an ACL or some sort of tear early in the game. They're on their third QB. I was like, wow, Titans, I'm going to win this bet. Thank you, Titans. Who did the Bengals play? The Bengals played someone and killed them. Oh, they played the Dolphins. Killed them. Won money on that game. So there's a bunch of games where you might say these are a better special. The only people who would watch these games are bettors. People have money on the game. And from a stadium perspective, that might be free giveaway time. You know, like you go to a baseball game, sometimes you can get a free jersey, a free baseball bat. They need to introduce giveaways in NFL games and save them for these games.
Sure.
Get some butts in the seats, get some merch. All right, losers. Pick your favorite loser. Browns, Cowboys, Chiefs, Dolphins, Jets, Giants, Bucks, Broncos, Cards, Lions, Raiders, Ravens.
I don't like any of those. My favorite loser. Patrick, you're putting me on the spot here. My favorite loser. I don't know. I don't know what the Giants
in the
are
spot.
gonna do
We do
at
the
this
show
point.
every week, Omar.
I don't. I'll talk about the Browns. I don't know what they're doing with Shador. It doesn't seem like he's really prepared. I really question. It seems like when there's a tournament, a turnover, a fumble, it doesn't seem like he's trying to, help out. But the Browns are the Browns, and the Bills beat them, and it was a closer game.
Yeah, it's a weird, oddly close games with the Browns a lot of times, at least like into the first drive of the fourth quarter. I'm with you. The Browns are hard to figure out because he lived up to his nickname, First Drive Shador, because they scored a touchdown on their first drive. He looked pretty good. And like at some point with the Browns every single week, it's all going to fall apart. They're kind of like a kids team where you kind of just cheer for them to like put the ball in play. But at some point, they're all going to like be facing the wrong direction. They're going to forget what sideline is theirs. Because the Browns had a chance to mount a drive at some point in the fourth quarter. And like they got a penalty, they got a sack, they got a loss. And all of a sudden they were on the 1 yard line and it was 3rd and 25. Like, whoa, what happened here? Wait a second. Weren't we on the 22 seconds ago with a shot at 1st and 10? Oh, I don't know. And then there was a play where Shador threw the ball, intentional grounding. And they're like, is it a safety or is he at the 1? And I think like he's at the 1 and the crowd started cheering. They're like, oh, good. We're at the 1. I don't know what's going on with the Browns either. It's been a chaos type of year, and it's been a tryout Shador season. Is the only thing I can call it. Is like, let's see what Shador does. That's all I can think of. Beyond that, a lot of teams got eliminated. A lot of teams had no real stakes in any games other than now we got some talk about draft position.
Right.
So, and now since the Heisman, we know our Heisman winner. Now we got the sweepstakes for the Indiana quarterback, Mendoza. Mendoza watch. Get ready.
Yeah, it looks like I'm hearing the Giants would still draft him and maybe trade Jackson Dart.
I could see that happening. I've been watching a little Hard Knocks in season of the NFC East, and you get to see a lot of Dart conversations on the sidelines. Looks like a fun guy, having fun out there, which is good. But I don't think Jackson Dart is going to stay healthy for more than 3 seasons. I really don't. So I could see any of those teams. It just goes to show in the NFL, if you have a quarterback you drafted, doesn't mean you can't get rid of him. J.J.
Right.
McCarthy, I'm looking at you. Could get rid of you at any moment now. I think the Dolphins have officially wrapped it up. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the coach.
Yeah, I don't see him coming back.
I wouldn't think so either. Jets, QB, probably going to be looking for a QB. You mentioned the Giants. Bucks, biggest disappointment of the second half of the season. Broncos, we're not writing off the Broncos. Cards, got to find a quarterback. Brissett's okay, but I would think if somebody comes along and find out. Lions, TBD. Raiders, TBD. Of course. Mendoza sweepstakes for the Raiders at this point. And then Ravens, probably the team that's going to have to do the most soul searching in the offseason, I would think. So how about your Sunday in general? It's getting close to the holidays. Your tree is up. Are you finding it difficult to watch these games? What's the mindset?
No, I'm actually just, the courts are closed, so I don't have to be in court. So it was nice just to relax and watch games on a Sunday. But just again, there were a lot of games that really didn't mean anything. But it was fun watching the competitive games.
Yeah. Yeah, it really makes you value the competitive games. And also, like, we're getting to, like, I think there was only 3 games on Sunday, and the 3 afternoon games on Sunday.
There were 4. There were 4.
There were 4. Okay, so it was I just found it a little easier to take in when there's less games.
Sure.
Because we had the Saturday games, which I watch with a Bears fan, which is fun. It's fun to watch kind of games with hometown fans that you're not associated with really cheering for their team. And also, like, I didn't know a lot of them. I'm at a Christmas party. I don't know a lot of these people. And at some point, they're like, some people just check out of the party and are just intensely watching the game. And it's getting a little rowdy, especially when that onside kick got recovered. So it's getting time to, like, where you really have to curate your NFL picks. What are you going to watch? All right, so let's go to this is going to be a very interesting edition of the awards this week, because some I found very fun to pick and some I found kind of hard to find a pick. So let's start with award number 1, most memorable moment. I got a hybrid.
Okay.
I got the Bears and Seahawks ending of both.
Oh, that Bears ending, that was very memorable. I think that was definitely one of those legacy throws that Caleb made. So that's going to be mine.
It's a great game where it ends and you instantly are going to YouTube for, like, let me watch that fourth quarter again. And luckily you can these days because it goes up right away and you're like, I just got to see. I have to double check what I saw and I have to go back and watch it. I love the Bears overtime game. That was one of those rare ones where the overtime lived up to the expectations.
Yeah.
And in the Seahawks with the weirdest Thursday night game, like the reactions to it after that game were like, when's the last time we saw a Thursday night game like this ever? And you really have to rack your brain. Like, how many good Thursday night games? The only one that I could think of is that Chiefs-Rams one from the LA Coliseum like 4 or 5 years ago, where it was like 50-48. That's about it. We rarely get a good Thursday night game late in the season. And that Seahawks-Ram game was amazing. We went from Stafford MVP to the Seahawks can't die. They are the we won't die team. So I went with that for my most memorable moment of Week 16. How about you?
No, memorable. Like I said, it was definitely Caleb Williams, his legacy throw. That was a big one.
How far do you think Caleb can go? Do you see him in the Super Bowl? Is there a path for him to be in the Super Bowl? Because I'm starting to believe there is.
It's possible. I mean, again, it's still a very young team, and it looks like they're going to have to, they're going to get a home playoff game. It looks like, because it looks like the Packers are, kind of fallen by the wayside. Talk about another team that's kind of, it's all come down for the Packers. And
another injury-prone team. Parsons the week before, and
we don't know if Jordan Love's going to be back, for next week. So I don't know, but can they make a run? Yeah, they potentially could make a run.
I definitely think they can. They strike me as last year's Washington Commanders, where they were just so great at the end of the season. You're like, I believe this is they've got lightning in a bottle. And the other thing is, like, you can never get down on them. Like, they play terrible games for 3 quarters, and then they find a way to do it. So you can't turn your back on this team. You really can't.
No.
Next award, cringeworthy moment of the week. I got 2 nominees. I think both are worthy of the award. I got number 1. How about the Christmas lineup of games this year? None of them are good.
None of them are going to be good.
All of them look good in September. It's not looking good for a refuse or a little release from your holiday family parties on Christmas Day. You're like, oh, let's go watch. Let's go pay attention to the game. I don't think we're going to have it this year because these games are bad.
No, I have 2 things on the cringe level. Like the Cowboy fans, of course, it's always the Cowboys weekend of elimination. It turns out this was
you
the
have
weekend.
A name for it. That's rough.
Yeah. And the Cowboys fans already talking about next year. There, and then on from a college note, Patrick, and I gotta say something. If you want something cringe, Patrick, it's this. There was a bowl game today with the 7-6 team. The Washington State Cougars playing Utah State at 6-7 at the
Mm.
famous Idaho Potato Bowl. This is
Ah,
ridiculous now. I mean that everyone gets to play in a bowl game. Look, if it's not the playoffs, let's not waste people's time.
that's a rough one for a couple reasons. Because is it? Is it really a reward to go to Idaho at the end of December?
Right.
Isn't it super cold? Isn't there be snow on the ground? What kind of reward is this? Like even like our hometown bowl game, the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas, it was warm. Like the teams that came to it, like if you were a Midwest team from the Big Ten, like they would always take, it was kind of a bonus. You got to come to a warm climate and play like the Idaho Potato Bowl. It's almost a punishment for being 6-7.
Right.
So I don't even know if it's cringeworthy. I think it's deserved. You go 6-7, you go to Idaho. You get the
Yeah.
potato bowl. Rough that it's on a Sunday or on a Monday when everybody's going back to work and there's a Monday night game. That's a game only for the fans of that school. That's a game only for the parents of the players. I can't imagine that stadium filled up. One more cringeworthy nominee from the Detroit game. How about ending a game on a penalty?
Ugh. That was rough. How
That's
about the
cringeworthy.
referee saying the ruling on the field is that it's a touchdown,
Yeah,
but
I didn't understand that either. I was like, so it okay, but he like went back in time for a second there. That was rough. She's like, oh, penalty, but they score. Oh, but it's over.
right.
What was that penalty again? I forgot.
It was oh, it
Was
was
it
an
offense?
offensive pass interference.
Gotcha. So if it's offensive pass interference on a touchdown, the game ends.
Yeah, because it's an offensive penalty.
Got it. Okay, so not just 5 yards back. It's just over because there was no time on the clock. So if there was
Right.
1 second, oh no, it would have been a 10-second run. I don't know. See, this is why I gave it credit. I didn't understand it. I just know the game ended. It's also exceptionally brutal when a referee says on the big old speaker, the game is over. It always is kind of a bummer sounding thing when they go like, that's the end of the half. And then the referee just runs off the field. I guess so. I think that's a cringeworthy nominee as well. All right, best innovation. You're going to like this one. And by the way, can I say, I think we called this about 3 or 4 years ago. And it's the notion of the all-time quarterback. Remember a couple of years ago, we said there should be a quarterback that is just ready to go when a team needs them at any point, like a Flacco this year, like a Rivers. And I heard people bringing it up this week because Rivers is coming back and like, hey, there should always be a quarterback ready to go. And then I thought, let's revamp it. And what about this? There's 3 potential all-time QBs in the pool. So they stay in shape from week 1. They're learning offenses. And then a team can pick one up. And they're essentially trained and ready to go. And I say we have like 3 QBs. And they have to be out of the league for at least 3 years. And they
Okay.
have to all be over 39 years old.
Okay, that could work.
So I got a few suggestions. We got Rivers, Flacco, but let's put in Drew Brees.
Okay.
Let's put in Matt Ryan. Let's put in Romo.
Can we put Cutler in?
Interesting. That could be a second tier. We could put in. I had another one. Tom Brady, I think should be in there. And then lastly, an honorable throw in there. Jameis Winston. I say he needs to be thrown in there.
I like the Jameis Winston possibility.
And we just have 3 QBs, and they're staying in shape, working out together all year long. And then when the need comes, a team plucks them out, and then whoever's like an alternate, like a Cutler, now takes the 3rd spot. So we always have 3 QBs in the all-time QB pool. So that's my best innovation is we need to implement this all-time QB rule. And they have to be all 40 years old or older. And they have to have not been in the league at least 1 year. I'm going to go 1 year. I said 3, but let's go 1 year. Fine. Let's go with that. That's my best innovation is let's get on that, NFL. How about that? So what do you got? Best innovation of the year. By the way, didn't we call this 3 years ago where it said there should be an all-time QB?
I think so.
Yeah, I want to say it was either yours or mine. It was like, you got to stay in shape and be ready to pick up a QB at any time.
My best innovation, again, I'm going to go more throwback, Pat, because of course, I've been on this audiobook, this history of the NFL audiobook, America's Game. I love how music, when you're waiting for the red zone channel to come on in the morning, it's like this. They have this just old orchestral music playing, but it feels football, it has a very football tone, a very football beat to it. And you realize that, pioneers like Sam Spence, when he was cutting the first few tracks for NFL films, how theatrical they had to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think music plays a huge part in an NFL fan's viewing experience. So I'm gonna definitely think it's more along the lines of music with NFL films.
So your innovation is pairing that music to the actual game. Yeah, I remember those old NFL films, and it was almost like orchestral and big band-ish, or like a march. It was like a military march. A lot of these songs that were put over the highlights. It was very theatrical. You're right. It was completely innovative. They also had like the thing that I always thought was cool when the quarterback would throw a pass, the camera would zoom in on the spiral and then zoom out, and you could watch the player actually catch the ball. It was like taking you on like a little special effects journey when all we had was a camera. You were just doing it in camera.
Sure.
Pretty phenomenal. Yeah, maybe we should get back to that some way, somehow. Get the pageantry of the NFL. All right, that's a good innovation. Would you go as far as to say we need more music in game?
I would like to see that.
I'm trying to think where we could put it, because each network has their tune that they come in and out of commercials with. Fox has that little piano. CBS has theirs. I almost would say I wouldn't mind hearing a revamping of that. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's go to the Hot Take Award. I got some good ones this week. I got number one hot take. Whoever makes the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure we're going to be completely surprised by. So I'm trying to call it now, like, Patrick, don't be surprised when blank makes the Super Bowl. Don't be surprised when blank versus blank is in the Super Bowl. So this has been one of the more inconsistent seasons for what teams we thought would be good, what teams we thought would be bad, and average. So don't be surprised when we get crazy stuff in the Super Bowl. And also, how about this hot take? I thought of it while watching the Monday night game. I actually want to see that new Anaconda movie.
Oh, Patrick, that looks awful.
Well, I love a good, bad movie. I kind of want to see it. Did you ever see the original one? Did you like that movie? Because I liked it.
Yes, a long time ago.
Yeah, well, I liked that movie. I like John Voight and Jennifer Lopez chasing a big snake. I kind of want to see it. I want to see Jack Black get eaten by a snake. So that's my hot take. Anaconda movie, I think I might see it. All right, what do you got? Give me a hot take.
Hot take. I think I said it before. I could see Jackson Dart on the trading block this year.
Oh,
and it's only been a year, but I think I really do think that if it's only because they have the inside track at getting Fernando Mendoza. I do think he's worth the draft pick.
He checks a lot of boxes. Seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah,
exactly. He's having a phenomenal
year.
He's
a big guy. He's already got a pro quarterback. He's 6'5" and a half. I mean that's a good sized quarterback there.
The other offseason story I think we're going to bat around a whole bunch is where Joe Burrow is going to land. I think we're going to do a lot of Joe Burrow talk this offseason. And I'm almost inclined to be like, oh, just watch. We're going to spend 3 months talking about him. He's going to stay in the Bengals. So I think that, I mean, as a Raiders fan, I think we got to try and get Joe Burrow or Mendoza. I think we could build something. Burrow's got a lot more good years left in him. He's super talented. I think a good change of scenery that he likes would be worth it. So I think we'll have a lot of Burrow talk this year.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Okay. Oh, what about this one before we move on? Wherever Jackson Dart goes to, I think Jackson Dart should go to Cleveland, and it should be him and Shador, and there should be a preseason training camp documentary or reality TV show where they're roommates.
Okay.
In their camp. We could call it Roommates or something, or we could revamp The Real World. Remember The Real World? And we could do it like that. They share an apartment, and we just kind of follow around with cameras and listen to their conversations.
I like that.
Yeah, okay. All right, best quote. I got this one from the Thursday night Seattle Seahawks Rams game on that weird 2-point conversion play that got blocked or tipped, and then they realized it was a lateral, and the Seattle guy picks it up, and they rule it a successful 2-point try. How about the announcer going, the awareness to pick up that ball in the end zone? I was like, that dude didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
He was going to give it back to the ref. He was like, wow, what awareness.
On my quote, I just love and I mentioned this already, I just love the referee saying, ruling on the field as a touchdown in the Detroit Steelers game. Ruling on field as a touchdown. However, that's got to be the worst thing to hear when you're a fan.
You think the referee went to his other referee buddies when they do the little huddle? All right, what's the call? Okay, got it. Hey guys, check this out.
Watch this.
Right, because all the fans go like, the ruling, it was a touchdown. Ah!
Yeah.
But it was a penalty. Game's over. Ah! Brutal. I got one more nominee for best quote from the Monday night game when they're discussing how Phillip Rivers got to be the quarterback for the Colts, and the head coach says, like, you know, we had a committee of leadership take a vote, and we all voted yes, we want Rivers. And Troy Aikman says, you know, when I played for Jimmy Johnson never had a committee of leadership.
No.
So I thought that was funny. He said it with a little chuckle too. He's like, Jimmy Johnson never had a committee of leadership. It would have been his call and nothing else. All right, those were some good best quotes. Next award, the Play Call Award. This one was really tough. I didn't see a specific play I really liked. I really hated. This week, everything seemed to go as I sort of thought would work. It's hard to say the best play call was not that onside kick from Chicago, because I just love a successful onside kick. So
well, you gotta be in awe of an onside kick in 2025 if you successfully pull it off, because it's like nowadays, like you have to tell the whole world you're gonna kick an onside kick.
Yeah, and it was a classic onside kick screw up too, where the ball hits the guy in the hands and he can't field it. It almost was eerily similar to that onside kick in the playoffs. I think it was Seattle Packers a long time ago, where the ball just goes through his hands. It was a Packer, goes through his hands, and Seattle gets the ball on the onside. Also blame that big helmet thing that the guy was wearing. Maybe that hurt his vision or something. Some of these guys wear that big foam covering on their helmet. So I'm going to have to go the onside kick, but also the deep ball from Caleb was pretty awesome.
Oh, that was just so awesome. That's got to be it, Patrick, to go after it that way.
Yeah, and also there's some weird thing with the NFL. Every once in a while, like there's a deep ball, and the only people down the field are the receiver and the corner. Yeah. Everyone else is running short patterns, and you're just like, this is just 1 versus 1, no safeties coming in, no nothing. It's like, let's just see who gets position, who has the better hands, see who comes down with it. I love plays like that where there's only 2 players on the screen and we just all hold our breath for like that second and a half. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 in there. The deep ball, the onside kick, or just those 2, onside kick and the deep ball.
I love that deep ball. I mean, that's got to be the play call. It's because it happened in overtime in a rivalry game, Pat. You know.
Yeah,
That's
the
huge.
rivalry game is taking a hit, don't you think? Because everyone's been like, oh, the rivalry, the battle of the Midway. But to be honest, Omar, I can't think of a single good game between these two teams. The Packers usually always beat them. Like, what's the big game that the Packers and the Bears have played ever? I can't think of any. I just think of Aaron Rodgers kicking their butts for like 10 years. So the fact that this is starting to happen, like, maybe we got a new rivalry going on, Caleb versus Jordan Love in the future.
Would be something to watch.
I like that. It's also kind of cool that they played at the Packers like just a few weeks before. And it's like, oh, come back. We're going to run it back. We're going to play each other. We're going to get back at you. Like, it was way better of a revenge game when you're like 1 week removed from playing each other. It's like, let's just go. Let's just go again. All right, let's go. Who won the week? I got... Oh, okay. Another tough one to actually say who won the week, because you could say the Jaguars, okay, that's boring. The Steelers, that's kind of boring. So you know what I went with after watching a lot of football broadcasts? How about when broadcasts show the Christmas lights around the town, around the downtown of these cities? It always works. It always looks beautiful. It always makes me want to go to the places. So I got broadcasts showing Christmas lights won the week.
Okay, Christmas light, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go with Brock Purdy going 25 of 34, 295, 5 touchdowns, a career high. I think definitely Brock Purdy established this is definitely a Super Bowl caliber offense.
Yeah, I think he's worthy of winning the week. I'd go Drake May on a Sunday night big stage on a comeback win. Was in there as well.
So many deserving candidates. I mean, Caleb Williams.
Maybe young QBs won the week. How about that?
May, Trevor Lawrence. How can you say Trevor Lawrence didn't win the week? You know?
Who would have said before the season, what is he, year 6? Year 6, Lawrence is going to figure it out. I don't think anybody had stock in Trevor Lawrence going into this season.
For sure.
We saw him in that good playoff game a few years ago, and then he disappeared for a couple of years, and I think we all bagged on him about week 5. We're like, dude, they got to make a change. He doesn't have it. When's he going to figure it out? And all of a sudden, he's got something. It seems like the Jaguars are just the team that is always going to be a thorn in a lot of sides of these AFC teams.
Right.
Remember that one year with Blake Bortles? They almost beat the Patriots in the divisional round or something.
Almost.
Jaguars, okay. All right, so you went with Brock Purdy. I'm gonna second that and go young QBs won the week as well. Definitely not Phillip Rivers. The guy looks like he's struggling out there, but I like him. He's a gamer. All right, so no Monday night game because we just had Monday night game.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're gonna do instead, we're just gonna run through the Sunday schedule. You're gonna tell me your top game.
All right.
Schedule coming up for week 17. Wait, is it week 17?
It's week 17.
And that's no, there's a week 18. Jeez, how long is this season? Okay, let's go week 17. This is a Christmas week.
We got games Thursday. We got games Saturday.
Game starting on Thursday with Dallas, Washington, Detroit, Minnesota, Denver, Kansas City. Any interest in any of these?
Dallas and Washington, both teams not in the playoffs. Detroit, I mean,
I guess Denver, game, KC, kind of.
Denver has to get a win. They're still trying to compete for that first round bye. Detroit has to get a win.
Detroit needs a win. That's right. That's worthy of watching.
This is a great opportunity for teams like Minnesota and Kansas City. Hey, let's play spoiler. Let's ruin someone's season.
Okay, that's not bad. That Denver, Kansas City game, I'm going to give the second round of ham game. Is this game worth a second plate of ham? Sit down and watch it, or is it time to pack it up? We're going to find out. All right, now we got 2 Saturday games. Always a weird day for games. We got Houston at the LA Chargers, and we got Baltimore at Green Bay. I could be talked into both these games. This early 2:30 kickoff, Houston at Chargers, always a weird early AFC game, could be to watch. Baltimore, Green Bay. Green Bay's got to win. Houston and Chargers, they both got to win. I like those games. Now we go to Sunday. Arizona, Cincinnati. I'm not interested. Pittsburgh, Cleveland. That's a maybe. All right, here is a definite. Put up the Christmas lights, take them down. New Orleans at Tennessee, skip it. Jacksonville, Indianapolis Colts. Tampa Bay, Miami. New England Jets. Seattle, Carolina. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Philadelphia at Buffalo, and the Sunday night game, Chicago at San Francisco. So there's some good ones in here, Omar. Pick your favorite game.
Oh, it's good. I'm watching. This is going to be theater. Chicago at San Francisco Sunday night. Collinsworth's got the call. It's going to be great.
Oh, Mike, we had a great Christmas, Mike. Didn't you? It's time to watch football. Put your phone on mute, Mike. I just love Caleb Williams and his crazy nails.
but Seattle at Carolina is going to have some playoff implications too.
That's huge as well. Yeah, we get a real test, just like that Seattle Rams game from Thursday. Like, we were watching a heavyweight fight. It was just like he's like, oh, he's got him in the corner. They're gonna knock out Seattle. Oh no, he made it through the round, and then Seattle comes back with just these heavyweight blows and took out the Rams. I just hope that loss didn't devastate the Rams for the rest of the season. I hope it's not one of those losses.
Sure.
Where it's like, oh, God, we had our shot, we missed it. Okay, the season is heating up. It's not even heating up. It's cooked now. It's time to pull it out of the oven, see what we got.
It's ready.
All right, and then I have an idea for when we get our playoffs,
all right.
our playoff teams. We are going to, for the first time ever, I say we give a comp for every single playoff team that is in, and we can compare them to, what do you think? We can compare them to movies or actors, other sports. We can compare them to theoretical girlfriends like we've done in the past. Like, this is the girlfriend you never want to bring home. This is the girlfriend that you just date in the summer months. We could do that. So we're going to put our thinking caps on and compare all our playoff teams when they are determined. Got some thoughts on those. All right, everybody, that was the Sunday Night Talk on a Monday. We did it. We're in town. I don't know if we're going to run into each other this Christmas break, but...
No, we will. We'll see each other.
All right. Okay, everybody, for Omar Carmona, for me, Patrick Ramirez on the Sunday Night Talk. Omar, a lot of new subscribers this week. Our shows are getting more and more views.
I like it.
All right, everybody, playoffs are in sight. Like and subscribe. We will see everybody next week. Omar, good night.
Omar. See you next week.